Hey folks, Twisha Christian here. Today I'm going to bring you a Vietnamese dong prophecy. I'm pretty excited because I think it gives us more insight, especially with everything that's kind of going on within the world right now. A lot of people expect a currency reset. I expect a currency reset, but it may not necessarily be all what we thought it was to be. And I'll explain that. A lot of people do think when it comes to the Iraqi dinar, that it's just going to jump out from where it's at to 3-to-1. I thought it's either going to be 1-to-3 or 3-to-1 as far as the exchange rate for the dinar. That's according to what the guide showed me. He showed me 1-to-1, 3-to-1, and a 5-to-1 on the Iraqi dinar. I own very little Vietnamese dong. And the reason why is because if the Iraqi dinar is going to be worth more and your investment value is going to be more, then that's what I am going to go with. Kim Clement didn't say the Vietnamese dong, the Thai baht, or any other currency. I'm going to go ahead and play the prophecy. Now, the prophecy comes from Fireside Grace Ministries, Robin and Brandy Cunningham. Now, folks, one thing I do ask is if you guys go over there, you never heard this person before, I ask you to respect the ministry, because I'm seeing a lot of people going in there and they're asking when Zino is going to go up. They're asking when this crypto is going to go up, or when the dinar is going to go up, and all this stuff. And he's already spoken on some of those things, which in a video I'm going to go over. So I ask you guys to respect that. So the link will be down below in the description to the full video. And if you guys really want to know, especially in the prophetic, and we've heard Kim Clement speaking, we've heard other prophets and everything. There's a lot of generalization with a lot of prophets. A lot of prophets will say, the wealth transfer is here, right? But they're not telling you what to invest in. Kim Clement talked about digging wells. Are you digging your wells? That doesn't mean that the wealth transfer is going to come right to you and you don't have to do anything to get it. Of course, that can happen. But in the type of wealth transfer that we are talking about, like Kim Clement said, we have to dig our wells. And every stock, every crypto, every investment that we put money into is a well that we are digging. So let's go ahead and get to the Vietnamese dong prophecy. So I'm pretty excited about this. Like I said, folks, it's going to change your perspective and maybe make some different decisions in the future. All right, so this is Robin Cunningham, the ministries, Fireside Grace Ministries. Robin Cunningham is speaking, but he also has a partner in the Fireside Grace Ministries who is Brandy Cunningham. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video, and then we're going to discuss it.
So this is what the Lord said to me about the the Vietnamese dong. I think the Chinese people use the yuan, if I'm not mistaken. He said that the price of the Vietnam dong will go up when communism comes down. And that will be communism in China and communism in Vietnam. When communism goes down in China, Vietnam and Cuba will both stop being communist. Because people will be, basically they'll say, these people failed. And the pressure will be so hot on China that they just will, you're going to see some amazing things happen.
So we said when communism falls, right, that's when the dong is going to rise. Now, that's a pretty big prophetic word because China's huge, they're strong. But if you've been following this channel, you've been following Fireside Grace Ministries or even Currency 365, we've discussed the fall of China. Specifically, Kim Clement, I showed a video, I don't know, maybe it was like a year and a half ago. And it was an old video from Kim Clement, and he talked about reparations from China. He talked about a lot of different things concerning China. Maybe I'll go ahead and repost that video. But this is something he said over 15 years ago. And so the Vietnamese dong is not going to go up until China comes down, right? When communism begins to come down. Right, that could be at the beginning when things are falling apart. People in Vietnam might start saying, hey, we don't want to do this anymore. Right, that's when it's going to start coming down, when the people begin to change. Now, how long do you think it's going to take for communism to come down in China? That's a question. That's question number one. right? And I think that you're going to see things happen very rapidly, though, in this, because if you listen to Fireside Grace Ministries and you listen to about all the different prophecies about China, things are going to happen very fast and very rapidly with all the things that they're going to try to do to try to bring down the United States and the world economy, and how there's a lot of domination in how China wants to rule everybody and rule the world. In order for them to do this, Israel and the United States are the stumbling block to China. So, is there really going to be a true currency reset? Right? That's one of the things that I was thinking, because in listening to Kim Clement, he talks about the dinar in the dreams and visions. I have read from other people and even from myself. Basically, we see a float. And even the government says there's a float. If they change the value, and they've been talking about changing the value, and if they raise the value up by 300 dinars per dollar, it's not necessarily a revaluation, but it is a move up. It is not to say that Vietnam won't do the same thing before all this happens, but I don't think it's going to be, if they did, it won't be to that point. And I don't think that's going to happen. But I will say this, if we go from less than $1 to $1 to $3 to $5, at any point in time, during those transitions during those different pricing points that I saw, we could be seeing the Vietnamese dong revaluation during that time, at one of those time periods. So, because some years ago, when I was studying the dinar prophecies, and then of course there might be a couple people that in the past that have had dreams or vision about the Vietnamese dong. I was in the bank and I was exchanging my dinars, and when I was exchanging my dinars, there was an announcement that the Vietnamese dong has just revalued. Well, that could actually happen at any time from the currency to where it's at now, right? The dinar, when it goes to 79 cents to $1 to $3 to $5. The whole thing with the dinar, it may actually at some point trade like it's a cryptocurrency. Right? We got the CBDs coming, right? And I do expect all these currencies from these nations, they will be trading CBDCs at some point. So there could be other things that are involved in all this. So in a way, does it line up with the dinar prophecies? It could, because I am more or less seeing now a float when it comes to the dinar. And I see that, for one, because of the CBDCs. At some point, you're going to start to see CBDCs on Coinbase and all that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I do believe that you will be able to trade these currencies a lot more easier than you can now. And maybe even in the near future, you're not gonna need to go and buy your physical currency, right? You could just buy the CBDC on Coinbase or Uphold or whatever. And I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just giving you guys my opinion. But if I was thinking of buying Vietnamese dong, I would wait and put it into the wealth transfer that was happening before us right now. We've missed a lot of wealth transfers over the last 12 years. And that mainly deals with cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these different cryptocurrencies that we could have already been wealthy instead of waiting on this global currency reset. Because we're going through a reset now in many different areas, whether it's personal or government or business, whatever the case. But as far as a currency reset, things may go a lot slower than what we anticipated. We may not get those big jumps. Just like anything else that we invest in, right? Kim Clement talked about BBB. Well, BBB is at 13 cents and it fluctuates, right? But it hasn't hit that point, and it may go up to $1 and then up to $5 and then up to $20. But there's like different points where that particular stock is going to be at down the road in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and just play it one more time so you guys get a better understanding of what he said.
So this is what the Lord said to me about the Vietnamese dong. I think the Chinese people use the yuan, if I'm not mistaken. He said that the price of the Vietnam dong will go up when communism comes down. And that will be communism in China and communism in Vietnam. When communism goes down in China, Vietnam and Cuba will both stop being communist, because people will be, basically they'll say, these people failed, and the pressure will be so hot on China that they just will, you're going to see some amazing things happen.
So you heard him. So the heat's going to be on China. And when you listen to Fireside Grace Ministries, there's going to be an attempt by China at some point, and they're going to sell all of their gold, they're going to sell their precious metals, they're going to sell all their cryptocurrency, their Bitcoin, and they're going to try to do everything they can to try to bring down this economy. Since it's more along the lines, we're going to start to see more floats, that maybe we're not going to see every country that we think just automatically take off. Right? We may not actually see it. We may see it over time, but we may not see it instantly. See, when CBDCs come on the market and you're able to trade them and they already have a low currency value, right? Of course, you know what's going to increase the price? Demand. Maybe whatever type of system that we go to that includes trading of central bank digital currencies will be based off of how well of a country does. You know, I don't know, folks. I don't have all the answers. I can look at every single prophecy. I can go through all the news. But there's one thing for sure, is that at some point that a lot of evil is going to be forced to let go. And it's going to free up the world. It's going to free up the markets. And there's a lot of events that are going to take place in every single area that's going to be, you know, these weeds are going to be uprooted. At some point, it's just going to explode and be very, very prosperous for a long length of time. So I don't want you guys spending a lot of time focused on the Vietnamese dong. You might have to wait a couple more years. And I'm going to go over some of these prophecies concerning the dinar. But if the dinar revalues, who's to say that the Vietnamese dong won't take another year or two? And you got Vietnamese dongs sitting in your house right now that you can't do anything with until they change that value. But at least you have an opportunity to get into what the prophets are saying about this wealth transfer, what to invest in, what God wants us to invest in to make change, right? Because it's not just about getting wealthy. So there are times that sometimes, especially if I'm really trying to watch a stock, sometimes I'll get up during pre-trading hours and I'll look at my Webull app, and you can see which stocks have like a dramatic increase in volume and which ones are beginning to skyrocket during pre-trading. It's like, well, I can focus on currency and wait, right? And get up and go to my job and wait for these currencies to take off. Or I could take charge and put money into something that's going to bring me something well before these currencies were value. So now we have a prophetic time frame on the Vietnamese dong, right? So when you see the beginning, I think you're going to see it when China is suffering economically, because they're going to throw everything they can at the United States and the world economy to bring it down, and they're going to destroy themselves. When you see that process beginning, when China decides to start selling off all of its gold, when China decides to start selling off all its Bitcoin, right? You know that communism is getting ready to fall. So I just wanted to put that out there. That's just what I see. You might have a different opinion about all this. There's going to be a lot of you, especially in the dinar community and the so-called Nasara community. They're not going to be happy about all that, you know, because they've constantly say all the time, even to this day, that it's imminent, that all these currencies are going to reset. I think a lot of currencies, in my opinion, will reset, but they're not going to be at the same time as the dinar. Some currencies may even go down, folks. So, you know, you might think that this such and such country has a great currency and it should go up after some kind of global reset. Well, you might be mistaken, and it actually might be. There's going to be currencies that may very well go down. The whole thing, what we're seeing in the whole change in the landscape of the Middle East, is going to change a lot of things. A lot of people probably invested in the Afghanistan money, right? Now look what happened. Do you see what I'm saying? So if we do see a different landscape, that means money is going to change. If countries are literally not going to be around anymore, right? According to the prophetic, currency may change. And do you guys remember the whole thing with Venezuela And there was a lot of these people were saying that during this month, the dinar RV was going to take place. During this month, which would have been October, that the global currency reset was going to take place. And once again, that they were wrong. Right? You go back and look at all the sites that talk about this stuff. I hope that this video has brought you some more insight, prophetically speaking, for those of you who do the prophetic investing and look at investments from a prophetic point of view. If you guys like these videos that I make, well, folks, I thank you guys for listening. If you guys like these videos that I make, the time and effort and energy can be a lot. Going through and listening to hours and hours and hours of videos of prophecies and reading and studying. I hope that you guys have learned something today and that puts more in perspective, that if you're deciding to buy more Vietnamese dong, I wouldn't at this time. I think we have a lot of time. I think that your money, in my opinion, could be better used to participate in the wells that are getting ready to be productive. So again, thank you for listening. God bless. With that being said, TC out.